Old money does not announce itself. It does not seek recognition. It does not explain. And it never tries to prove anything. Because when wealth has existed long enough, it no longer needs validation. Old money understands something that new wealth often learns too late. Visibility attracts noise. And noise erodes control. This is why old money never shows wealth. Not because it lacks confidence, but because it has nothing to gain from attention. For those born into or surrounded by generational wealth, money is not an event. It is infrastructure. It is the background, not the headline. When wealth is new, it is exciting. It represents freedom, possibility, arrival. But when wealth is inherited, repeated, and preserved across generations, it becomes normalized. And what is normalized does not need to be displayed. Old money does not use wealth to define identity. Identity already exists. Family names, established networks, private access that never required public approval. This is the first major difference between old money and new money. New money uses wealth to signal success. Old money uses wealth to remove friction. That distinction shapes everything. How they dress, where they live, how they move through the world. Old money understands that the loudest signal in any room is insecurity. And so they choose restraint. Clothing becomes quiet. Tailored, but unbranded. Expensive, but indistinguishable. Designed to fit perfectly, not to impress strangers. The goal is not to be noticed. The goal is to be unbothered. Logos are avoided not because they are unaffordable, but because they invite interpretation. And interpretation invites conversation. Conversation invites attention. And attention invites access. Old money values privacy above display. Because privacy protects autonomy. Homes follow the same philosophy. Old money residences are rarely designed to shock. They are designed to endure. Muted architecture, timeless materials. Layouts that prioritize separation and silence. These homes are not built for guests. They are built for continuity. For living quietly, consistently, and without disruption. Even location choices reflect this mindset. Old money does not chase fashionable neighborhoods. They select areas that are insulated. Places where neighbors understand discretion. Where presence is acknowledged but never questioned. Where nothing needs to be explained. This discretion extends into daily behavior. Old money does not rush. There is no urgency to prove relevance. Time moves differently when wealth is not fragile. Schedules are protected. Meetings are limited. Decisions are filtered. What appears calm on the surface is often the result of decades of systems working quietly underneath. Old money does not rely on spontaneity. It relies on structure. Assistants, trusted advisors. Established processes that reduce decision fatigue. This creates a lifestyle that feels effortless from the outside. But that effortlessness is intentional. Old money understands that true luxury is not indulgence. It is predictability. Knowing where you will be. Who you will interact with. And how your time will be protected. This is why old money rarely engages publicly. Public platforms demand performance. Performance requires energy. And energy is reserved for what matters. Silence is not emptiness. It is selectivity. Old money chooses when to appear, when to speak, when to engage, and when to remain absent. Absence, when chosen, becomes power. New wealth often confuses visibility with influence. Old money knows influence does not require an audience. It requires position. Position is not built through exposure. It is built through relationships that never appear online. Private clubs, private schools. Private introductions. Access flows quietly. No announcement required. This is why old money rarely participates in trends. Trends expire. Stability compounds. Old money dresses for decades, not seasons. Invests for generations, not cycles. And speaks only when silence no longer serves. Even spending reflects this mindset. Old money spends generously, but invisibly. On craftsmanship, on quality. On things that never demand recognition. A well-made object does not need explanation. Its value is felt, not advertised. Luxury to old money is not about accumulation. It is about alignment. Alignment with values. With time horizons. With long-term preservation. This is why old money never looks like it is trying. Trying implies uncertainty. And uncertainty is not part of their identity. Confidence exists without demonstration. Security exists without display. Wealth exists without spectacle. Old money has already passed a phase where wealth is exciting. What excites them now is continuity. Ensuring that life remains calm. That choices remain optional. That privacy remains intact. And that nothing disrupts the systems already in place. This is the ultimate form of luxury. Not excess, not admiration. But insulation. Insulation from chaos. From distraction. From unnecessary attention. Old money never shows wealth because showing wealth serves no purpose. It does not increase access. It does not improve control. And it does not protect what matters most. Silence does. And in that silence, power remains intact.